I'm beginning to believe that everything you do in this life in one way or the other has consequences, honestly speaking. You know, when I saw this news of the Alaafin's wives being, declared free and available for suitors, to be honest, I was shocked. And the first thing that occurred to me was like, what about the young wives? Because most of the wives are still very young. When I mean young, most of them are very, very young and beautiful though. But who wants to marry a wife that has been married by an old man? I don't know how to even state it right. I'm sorry I'm using those words, but like I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a man. How on earth would you want to marry someone that already have kids, married to an old Alaafin? And I don't know. I don't just really know. Is it that there was no proper plans? Is it that these ladies didn't know about this? Like I was having a discussion with someone. I was like, is it that they hid this fact from them? And the person was like, they definitely know. They were after the now, like what I'm about to get now, because it's terrible. Just in case you don't understand what I'm saying, you don't know who the Alaafin is, I'm talking about Alaafin of Oyo, Obalamidi Adeyemi, who passed on Friday at Afe Babalola University Teaching Hospital. He died at the age of 83 and he reigned for 52 good years, making him the longest reigned Alaafin of all time in Oyo State. According to news, he has 18 wives, and some information I have in my comment section said 25. I would prefer to use the word numerous or plenty wives here, because I think the number of wives he has is not really, people are not really sure, because some news has it that he has 13 wives, some said 18, some said 25. Like I've not really seen 25 on the newspapers or anywhere other than in my comments section. Okay guys, so I'm going to be reading the news so that you see it for your eyes. I don't want to be telling you that they said. See, I'm going to be reading from my phone. You can say Alaafin's wives free to remarry, but not with Oyo indigenes. Palace source. April 23rd. The young and older wives of Obalamidi Adeyemi III, the 45th Alaafin of Oyo, may now be available to suitors without undergoing rituals after the demise of the renowned monarch. Like, why on earth wouldn't they be cleansed? If it's a tradition to be cleansed, if it's a tradition for them to undergo that rituals, for them not to get other people in trouble, why not? Okay, let me go ahead. You say Oba Adeyemi. Okay, Oba Adeyemi passed on late Friday. Okay, I've already told you guys this part. I don't want to be repeating it, so this video will not be too long. You say, although it is believed in the Yoruba tradition that the wives of the monarchs, either separated or still married, are not at liberty to lay with other men until atonements have been made. Atonement is a sort of cleansing. Palace sources claim that the late Alaafin's wives may now move on with their normal lives. I don't know what to say, honestly. What about the kids? Say, why the number of wives remains unclear. I mentioned that the sources claim that the late monarch had at least 18 wives. Some of the late Adeyemi's queens are Abibat, Ramat, Mujidat, Rukiyat, Folashade, Badirat, Ajoke, Memunat, Omowumi, Omobolanle, Moji, Anoluwapo, Damilola, Chioma. He married an Igbo? Really? Chioma and others are now available to suitors. They are not performing any cleansing. They are free to move on with their lives. However, the wives cannot get married to an indigene of Oyo. Now that Alaafin is dead, they all would be asked to exit the palace with their belongings. Hey, although the properties of the late monarch will be shared among them, a palace source told People's Gazette. It's not even about the property for me. You'll be sent out of your husband's house. After how many years? Like, I don't even understand it. What was property? Older queens Abibat and Rahmat were married to Oba Adeyemi at the time of his coronation on January 14th, 1971. In a 2018 interview with Punch, Oba Adeyemi had said that he never proposed to any of his young wives, but instead they chose to cling to him because he sponsored their education. So the numerous wives he had, like, he didn't even try to convince them, he didn't cajole them, he didn't, talk them into getting married to an old man. I don't know what they saw. I don't want to say anything. I want to just read what is in this news. But my question is this: these women, were they aware that once the king is gone, their stay in the palace expires? Is a question, please. If you're from Oyo State, please answer me in the comment section, because I'm really curious. I did not propose to any of my wives. They desired to be with me because I sent them to school. After their university education, I told them to leave, but they refused and insisted on staying with me here in the palace as my wives. In the past few years, some of his wives, Damilola, Anoluwapo, and Bajirat, moved out of the palace over various allegations ranging from adultery to stealing to just wanting their freedom. Queen Anoluwa left the palace in November 2020 because they wanted freedom. She alleged that she lived in bondage. It is not my wish to walk out. I can't continue to live under bondage. I wish to live and be the best I can for my children, she said. Damilola soon tendered a public apology, alleging that her friends misled her. My question is, number one, they said no cleansing for them. Is this safe for them? Is this safe for their whatever person they're going to likely get involved with? Is this safe? Why is it that it's a normal thing for them to undergo atonement according to the news, or undergo ritual cleansing? Then when they got to their turn, they said no cleansing. Why on earth should they exit the palace after their husband has died? What about the older ones? Okay, let me just assume that the younger ones, like Anu them, Damilola them, that they can actually probably find their way into a man's heart, even with their kids. What about the older ones? Like, are they supposed to go back to their parents' house? I don't get it. Like, I need more explanations to this. For me, this is what, in fact, this is really, for me, is bad news. It's a breaking news. Like, there are certain things we need to ask as women. I don't want to believe that they were aware of all these traditions. I don't want to believe you, because you can't tell me that I'll be married to you for years, then when you pass on, I will have to exit the palace and go to where? Like, man, my head is buzzing, seriously. Like, this is somehow. So please, if you are watching me and you are a Yoruba person, is this normal? Is it normal for them to move on without cleansing? What will be of them right now? Will they still be bearing queens? Will there still be queen attached to their names as they move on with their lives? What will happen to their children? Like, I would love to know if the kids will be taken from them, because they said they have to move on with their life, as in move out of the palace with their belongings. So I would love to know, please, if you are watching me and you are a Yoruba person, or you are from the Alaafin hometown, I would love to know if they have to move out with their children or leave them behind. So guys, thank you for sticking around with me. If you have any comments, any suggestion, any idea, or whatever you know about the Alaafin of Oyo, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit on that red subscribe button down there. Click on the bell icon, select the option all, so you get notified each time I upload interesting content like this. See you in my next video.